Hello, it's Guy and Jonathan here from Investing in Time, situated at Beaucliffe Hall, our headquarters, and we'd like to showcase some of our lovely vintage Rolexes all the way from the 1920s to the 1970s. So that's some of the stock, Jonathan, and we're looking forward to this, aren't we?
We are. We get asked so many times about interesting watches that go across this desk, and it's easy to take it for granted sometimes. So we thought we'd start this YouTube channel and just explore some of the pieces that we think you might find interesting, because we love them.
It's nice to actually show them, isn't it?
Rather
than just taking pictures online and trying to get the beauty across. It's nice to showcase them and try and get them out there this way.
We are. And starting off, what watch are you wearing today?
I've just got a Fond Panda dial. It's the re-edition of the Heuer 60s Carrera that Tag Heuer. It's one of their best re-editions, I feel, that they introduced a few years ago.
Yeah,
just a lovely look. They've done a great job of it, keeping its originality and the actual style of it.
I think it's lovely. It's an absolute classic. We've been wanting them to reissue that for years.
That's a beauty.
And finally did, and they've pulled it off.
And yourself?
Yeah, well, I'm just back off holiday, so I'm wearing a bit of my Tudor, which is just a great knockabout watch. You can swim in it. It's cool. It's based on one that they made in the 70s, the Monte Carlo, and it's, I think, totally underrated, don't you?
Absolutely. You can pick them up for, considering what it's, what the Rolex edition would be.
Yeah, I think one of the best value watches out there, and I just enjoy wearing it. It's comfortable. It's cool.
Nice piece.
But where do we start on these Rolexes? I think we've got to start here with the Rolex Prince. This, for me, was the first real watch that got me into vintage watches, because the quality is so fine. They used to be so desirable in the 70s and in the 80s. They were seen as the only Rolex that was vintage. You'd have got probably 2 or 3 Submariners for one of these back in those days. And remarkably, this is, in 3 years' time, this becomes an original antique. It'll be 100 years old, which I think is just incredible. Look at the condition of it. It's
in original condition as well.
Yeah, all original. It's got the tiger stripes, which is really rare. So you've got inlet in there is white gold, stripes of white gold, 18 karat yellow gold, white gold sides in this brancard, they call it, when it's curved like this. So it's just a classic piece of Art Deco.
It truly is magnificent, isn't it?
It is.
Rare to find one out in the wild like that.
And not as expensive as you think it would be.
No.
Certainly not what it was in the 70s and 80s. So we just move along to the late 1930s. And we've got the little oyster here, one of the first oysters, the Viceroy.
You'd think it's small, but that was it.
It was discreet.
Discreet back then, wasn't it? Yeah. The fashion was, well, not even the fashion, that was just the style. People just wanted something that would tell the time, and obviously be robust and
different times, because often they'd be wearing a big pocket watch. Big pocket watch chains were still around, so they were just breaking into the watch market really here with this lovely early oyster.
And the beauty of it, they've still got a lot of the patina, haven't they?
Yeah,
which is a character you wouldn't restore that anymore, whereas a few years ago people would encourage to restore it, but now that's what it's all about, originality, isn't it?
Yeah.
Whereas this is a rare piece, but it has, unfortunately, the dial has been restored at some point, but it doesn't take away from the beauty. It's an oversized case, precision with the lugs are fantastic.
They're just absolutely superb, and the size of it as well.
The dog ear lugs, they call them. There's all sorts of phrases now, but it's a lovely
about 1948.
Lovely piece.
You can see that it's been inspired by military watches to get that bigger size.
That movement is still beautiful to find.
Yeah, it's a chronometer movement, time to 6 positions. Quality is incredible.
Stunning piece. Let me go on to a slightly more modern look. You can see how the sort of where it's going to go from here.
You can see how it's evolved from this one. The buttons are very similar, so you've gone into the early 50s from the late 40s.
It's the heavier case, thicker case, so you're trying to get a bit more robust.
Automatic movements
obviously to case it. But still lovely streamlined, beautifully made. And what were you saying about the interesting point about the logos earlier? Obviously the logos were a lot smaller.
Yeah, well, just putting these watches into the box and you start to notice how Rolex changed from being just a watchmaker that supplied jewellery shops, essentially. And they had the tiny little logos on and tiny little crown. Often you might find the name of the retailer on these watches from this period as well. Because the retailer was more important than a brand. Rolex weren't really a brand then. But notice from the late 40s right through to the 70s here, they've replaced the 12 with the Rolex crown.
So they're starting to get a bit more brand orientated,
brand
marketing
awareness.
wise, brand
the crown,
awareness. Yeah.
The 12 o'clock position, very, very dominant. And of course, this period, the 50s, this is when the Submariner first arrived, the GMT came. So the whole process of the brand and Swiss watches in general, I think the 50s was an important era.
So onto the 60s, you've got still a lovely gold, good-looking watch, but probably a bit more streamlined, probably a bit more commercial.
Yes, I think.
I'd say. So price point, no date, but just still hand-wound. Still a lovely gentleman's dress watch, but you can see that probably a little bit a price point, wouldn't it? In the
very conservative styling.
Very conservative.
You've got to remember back then that
it's still
you either got a watch for your 21st, and that lasted you until you got something like this. These are both long service award watches, so they're engraved on the back.
Yeah, it would have been.
So that would have been the watch when you retired. So
absolutely.
And so fashion didn't come into it. It was just practical. And that's why they've stayed the way that they are. That's why they're still relevant today. You could wear any one of those watches, keeping great time, and obviously the value thing helps because they're great investments, hence investing in time.
And then we lead you on to the classic Datejust. These, no words, but obviously still running today in the Rolex range. This is their flagship piece, really, isn't it?
Yeah, and I just love that white dial.
The
you
day.
See so many that have got gold dials or silver dials, but that white dial really pops.
This is a stunning example, but you can see even now the modern piece is still very familiar to that, isn't it? Nothing has changed apart from the heavier case and a lot more wearable with the sapphire glass, but
condition's so good on that as well.
That's a stunning piece. You'd still wear that with pride, wouldn't you? So.
Yeah, quite happily.
Well, we hope you enjoyed that little insight to us and a few of the vintage Rolex we showcased there. But I think we're going to do this more often, aren't we?
We get so many interesting watches, and people do ask us, "Have you got what we got in? What's new this time?" So I think we might do Heuer next. But there's Breitling, there's everything. There's stories around all the
just
brands.
General pieces, interesting pieces we get across the desk, or to us at Beaucliffe, and it's just nice to showcase them this way, isn't it?
I think so.
Rather than just sort on a platform or a website, it's nice to get our 65 years combined experience over.
Yeah, I think that's probably more yours than mine. I think.